Guys, so I'm here ready to pick up the 375 gallon tank. As you guys can see, it's fucking huge. So we'll see if we can get it all into here. Waiting for my help to show up, and I think we'll be good. Guys, so only 2 people helped me, unfortunately. We already got the stand in there, and we're gonna try to get this fucker in here. Gonna have to bleep those words out. But damn, this thing is big. It is officially loaded up in the trailer. I just left the house, and this thing was a beast. Once again, thank you, Dickie and Jared. If it wasn't for you guys, I have no idea how I would have been able to get this into the back of this trailer. I would assume that the tank probably weighed at least 200 pounds. But I'm on my way back. Not really sure how I'm going to unload this thing. If you guys want to try to see the tank back there, you can kind of see it. But I'll go ahead and give you guys an update once I get back home. And I can film it and kind of show you guys what I want to do with it. Unfortunately, Tony cut the overflow boxes off of the back. So I'm going to have to talk to one of my good buddies who does acrylic in Redmond and see if he can fix that. Unfortunately, the tank, I think, is a little over 35 inches wide, just the tank, and the acrylic made it over 40 something, so it can't even fit into a regular house. So I'm going to get my eyes on the road and make sure that I don't mess this tank up at all, and I'll see you guys shortly. Alright guys, so the tank is finally in the garage. It was definitely not the easiest task, but I would say it went pretty darn good for only having 3 guys. No chips, no dents, no scratches, no problems. So I was very, very ecstatic to basically get this thing in here unharmed. That was one thing I was really worried about. I've never had my heart beat so fast moving a tank, you know, a tank this expensive. I know the guy who made this tank is in Envisions in Portland, and I know the tank costed $4,000 brand new. So I was a little sketched out on moving it. I know that it's real hard to get acrylic apart, if it's even possible at all. But as you guys can tell, this stuff is very thick, very clean look. I think the guy did a very good job. Unfortunately, the shitty part about this, as you guys can see, the overflows are cut off of the tank. That was done by the previous owner so he could get it into his house, and you know, unfortunately that sucks big time for me. It's not going to be cheap to fix, but I got a acrylic professional that's going to help me do it. And you know, I've kind of changed the design on how I want to do it. I'm a big fan of external overflow boxes, and I'm a big fan of the bean animal style overflow, which is basically, it's almost like a tank hanging on the back of your tank, and usually it utilizes 3 or 4 plumbings, drains down in the bottom, and it works with a siphon and an open drain, and then you actually have a redundancy drain, you know, 1 or 2 of those. And they're pretty much virtually silent. And also the other cool thing about them is they're almost in a full siphon, so when they're injecting the water down into the sump or down into another frag tank or whatnot, there's no air bubbles there. If there is, it's very minuscule, and there's tremendous amount of flow that takes place with that type of siphon. So long story short, guys, it's kind of cool that these tabs are still here. This will make the box even stronger when I go to acrylic it. But my plan is to acrylic it all the way over to here, and I'll be drilling in a series of other holes possibly in there. I don't know. I might end up drilling this out and making it a coast-to-coast overflow. I don't know yet. But for now, the tank is going to be sitting in my garage probably for at least a year before I even do anything with it. As you guys know, I have a 4x4 cube sitting over here that's been sitting here for months. I don't want to get into too much detail, but let's just say I spend a lot of money on my lawyer every month for my kids and custody and all that, and I've been doing that for the last 3 years. So unfortunately, my hobby has slowly came to a halt for the most part. You know, I try to keep you guys updated. I try to do as much as I can, you know, building wise, but money is definitely tight. But it's almost over, guys, and then I'll be back into the poker chips again, and I'll be able to, you know, build tanks all the time. But I've been chatting with a few people on Facebook about the tank, on what to do with it, and if you guys have been watching my channel for probably the last few years, I had cichlids. I used to breed cichlids, a lot of those, and you know, I miss them. They were one of my favorite fish. They're what got me into saltwater. I think they're just absolutely stunning to look at. The way they swim, it's different than all other fish. They're constantly moving or hiding or coming out of caves and breeding, and it's just amazing. It's almost hypnotizing, you know, and that's hard to find with freshwater. And you know, when you're dealing with planted tanks or some of these waterfall tanks or shit, I can keep going, but I gotta build a cichlid tank, and my old cichlid tank was 125 gallons, and this is 375. So there's enough room in here for me to go hog wild. And trying to figure out exactly what I want to do with this tank. I know I'm going to be doing cichlids, but you know, decoration wise, aquascaping wise. And I was chatting with Michelle on Facebook, and she kind of sent me a couple links of these tanks with fog, you know, on the top, and these little waterfalls and things like that. And, you know, and I got to thinking, I'd really like to set this tank up with basically a 3-foot tall waterfall that is covered in moss with LED pendants that are shining on there, growing the waterfall and things like that. Not exactly sure how it's going to look because of these openings and things like that, but you know, obviously when this tank is up on a stand of this size, no one's going to be able to see all those little things right there. But I haven't made up my mind, but that's a possibility that I might do. I may incorporate this tank into my cichlid breeding system that I will be building probably in the next year or two. But other than that, guys, I'm glad that the tank's here. Another thing that was cool about the tank was the sump that's down below. It's a 75-gallon tank. Fortunately, my battery's low, so I can't turn my flash on or anything, but pretty cool little sump. Not sure if the guy built it or not, but you know, maybe I'll be able to use this tank for something. Well, guys, that's all I have to say about my 375-gallon tank. Look forward to updates possibly in the near future. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with the tank yet, but it's definitely something that should serve a purpose in my fish room. I think is definitely something that I'm going to want to keep for a long time. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Obviously it would have been a lot easier if I had more help, but unfortunately I had quite a few people bail on me, and you know, I stuck with just 3 people, but as you guys can see, it worked. I apologize that there wasn't more footage while we're moving, but it's kind of hard to videotape and move a tank at the same time. Maybe I need to invest into a tripod or something. So thanks, guys, for watching. Stay tuned for new updates on the 300-gallon. I got a little thing to talk about. Obviously, you guys remember that I installed the self-cleaning head and the skimmer. I have not touched this since the last video, and I have a maintenance-free skimmer now, guys, so I'll go ahead and do a quick update on that soon. Maybe talk about the fish for a little bit, but that's about all I have going on this system. Just basically keeping everything alive, doing my maintenance and whatnot until the 4x4 gets built. So thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned.